Hi, my friends. I think I've only been live once on this channel. I have so many shorts, and mostly that is what I do and what I put out. And just thought maybe that I really don't pull an audience that is willing to be present for lives, that I just wanted to put out a short message about the enemies of America. And we do have so many of them in our midst because we have constantly put our guard down. We have constantly been open to listening to people who are leaders in our nation, but they are enemies of the nation. They sit in prominent places, but yet they don't adhere to the best interests of America itself. You can call them traitors, or you can call them whatever, but the reality is they are really just enemies of the nation. They have no interest for the best for our nation nor our people. I know it's kind of late at night as well, but I just want to put that out there, especially just coming across one of the posts that I put in the community. And I really do encourage you to come out into the community and to just be a part, because there are so many important things that are taking place in our community, all across our nation, that is not for the best interests of us, the people, and especially for us who serve the Christ and honor Him. There are too many things that are happening that are contrary for us. And the last post I put out was about Sharia and Texas passing a law to outlaw Sharia, because Sharia is a law that governs a foreign people. So why would you want to allow a foreign government to come into your nation to govern in the midst of your nation that already has laws? Deception. It is under the guise of deception and what we call the umbrella of religion. As believers, we already know that religion is a demon. And it was religion that put Jesus to death. It was not just a people that hated Jesus, it was a spirit. Hi, Luis Felipe. Bienvenido. Welcome to my broadcast. And for the many others who are out there and have not just posted just to say hi, if you don't mind, just share what part of the country you're from or what nation you're from. That would be great. When I'm talking about this important issue of understanding the enemies that live in our midst. Because when enemies live in our midst, we have the potential to be brought down as a nation of people from the inside. And that is how many nations have risen up and they have fallen because they do not deal with the enemies that are in the midst. And we have to deal with them. And as believers, we know that the devil comes but for. But how does he come? What form does he come in? That is what we have to be aware of. We have American communists that are in our nation. Why do we allow that type of people to sit in prominent places when they are anti-constitutional and they are anti-American? Hi, Lone Teresa Mendoza. There are so many enemies, again, talking about the American communists. Does those two words go together? I would not want to think they should go together, but they do, because it helps us to identify the enemy. Number one, to identify the nationality, and then the ideology. So how or why would American be talking like a communist and sharing common communist ideologies? Because they are communists. They are communists. Just speak it and say what it is and call what it is. There's no other way to put it. So we have to accept the fact that we have many in our midst who are Americans under that guise. We have American communists who want to overthrow America. And what is your question? TikTok star. Who had a question? I did not see a question. So if you want to repost your question, I will answer it. Israel or Palestine? Are you saying, are they enemies of America? Is Israel an enemy of America? I'll let you answer that. Is Palestine an enemy of America? Yes. I answered the question with a question because I'll let you decide that. And the reason I do is because who rules Palestine? What type of people rule and govern Palestine? And then you can answer your own question. I have an empty head. That's all I can do is laugh. Opinions, opinions. We all have them all. We all have them all. But going back to the American communists, that statement I was making, That is one of the main enemies that too many of Americans are not willing to embrace. And taking that over to the spiritual side, it is a spirit of Antichrist. And that is how the Antichrist spirit is manifesting in America through communism, the American communists that dominate in every sphere of influence in our nation. Empty heads are the greatest threat to humanity. You make me laugh. Why you make me laugh? Because you say things about people who you don't even know who they are. And you don't listen to what they say, because if you did, you realize their head is not empty. And everything I say, I totally can back it up. This lady don't know what communism is. Kid Star. I wouldn't be talking about it if I didn't know what it was. I don't open my mouth to say ignorant things. I'm not an ignorant person. So, American communists are our greatest threat, because they open the door to everything they feel they can use as a means to their end, which is to establish communism, an antichrist society. Can I define? I'm sorry, I had to put my finger. Can I define communism? I'm sure you already know what communism is, so I will let you define it. And this is my live, and I am not defining communism. There are lots of dictionaries. You can go look it up. There's lots of information on communism. You yourself can go and look it up. I am running from no answer. So you go and do your homework, because I have done mine. If you educate it, like I said, if you want to be a productive part of my life, incredible. But if you don't want to be a productive part, then please excuse yourself, because I'm not going to read any more of your comments, and I'm not going to pay attention to any of them. EBT answer. No, it's called a true answer, and it's called "You Not Gonna Waste My Time." Huh. So what is some of the other enemies that we have here in America? I am sure that you are aware of the Luciferian globalists. We have these people just on us on a regular. I know I'm boring, because people that are asleep and do not realize what the heck is sitting on their doorstep in their nation, yeah, go listen to something that entertains you, because I'm not here to entertain. I'm here to put out some truth that can help establish a people with a right mind and direction, because we need it. Ah, glory. Do you know Jesus? Manhattan, Cab Star, and anybody else. I'm here to represent the King and to talk about the things that are here in the earth seeking to replace the manifestation of the sovereign Lord's dominion in the earth. That's what I'm here for and about. And people that want to see justice and righteousness ruling here in the earth realm. Do you want to get involved with that? And if you don't, that's cool. But that's what this is about. How hell is manifesting where God has ordained justice and righteousness, where He is intended to put benefit and blessing, the devil's bringing hell and chaos, stealing, killing, destroying. Hey, that's what I'm all about. So, my friends, I just shared, and just to put your question out there, is this about communism or Jesus? I just shared and answered your question. And that answer was that communism is the hidden work or the outward work of a inward spiritual activity called antichrist. It's an antichrist work against Christ, against God. That's what communism does. It works against God and makes itself God and has its own personal rules and regulations and dominates humanity with a godless rule of destruction and servitude. EBT, 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 EBT. Ain't no EBT up in here, baby. I love you, love you, love you, love you. Yes, I am. It's called heaven. Heaven. Yes, I've shared two enemies. Third enemy, Sharia. Sharia is anti-American, anti-God, anti-Christ work and rule of law for a people who are not of America. And that rule they bring with them with the intent to subvert American law, American culture, and to establish the activities of God. So, in saying that, I have mentioned three primary huge enemies of America. And if I have the opportunity, I'll share some more enemies. And also, well, actually, I shared four. The globalists, the Luciferian globalists. So, you guys have a great evening. Hey, and when you want to step into the realm of the spirit and step on the side of the sovereign Lord, Jesus Christ, to hear what the Spirit of God is saying, peace.